Hello, everybody, and good evening. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you on this Thursday night. The air is in a hurry. Overnight gusts are going to get very loud, and it will last into your Friday. Details in your forecast: some snow in the way for some in northern Minnesota as well. Friday, fast air and flakes. Details now. My friends at Robert Gibbons Sons want to let you know that if you have drains or faucets that have problems with clogging, leaking, or maybe they're just running slow, well, trust the experts who have been doing these repairs for over 110 years. Yeah, they also have emergency services available. Give them a call today. Here's a look at this forecast. Let's talk about the wind. This is a high-resolution forecast model showing us the areas where we're expecting these winds to really get rocking as we head through the evening hours. Now, overnight and into your day tomorrow. Now, where you see the red colors here are gusts of 50 miles per hour or over. Where you see the pink colors flashing on the screen here, we could see some areas hitting gusts over 60 miles per hour. Here in the Red River Valley, we do have a high wind warning in effect for all of the Red River Valley. The National Weather Service has extended that to the Canadian border. So Red River Valley counties from Canada straight down through the FM area, a high wind warning. If you drive a high profile vehicle, it's a bad day to try to carry around a 4x8 sheet of plywood out there. It's going to be very, very windy. The air is going to be in a hurry. If you have a comment, one of the fun things about Hutch's weather is you can drop a question right here. I'd love to hear those as well. Now, let's take a look at what we have going on with regards to this model. We'll slow things up just a pinch so you can take a look. Now, first and foremost, as we head into the overnight hours, by the time we get past midnight, we start to see some of the 50-mile-per-hour gusts blasting out of Winnipeg and moving into northwest Minnesota and the northern Red River Valley. So midnight noises will be a rumbling across the area. Hey, see you watching over here. Thanks so very much for watching on my YouTube channel. Love to have you slap the subscribe button there and watch for more. Cheryl, good to see you on the Facebook channel as well. And I'm going to drop a comment on both channels right now, because if you know kids who might be interested in helping Hutch do the weather on Hutch's Weather Kids, brought to you by my fine friends at Luther Family Ford, well, sign them on up. I'm putting a link right here in the comments for you, both on my YouTube channel, on my Hutch's Weather YouTube channel, as well as on my Facebook page. Thanks, Arlen, so very much. I'll show you more on that in a minute, but let's talk about this nasty, raucous wind that will be heading into the valley. So 2 a.m., gusty winds, Roseau County, Kitson County, the Northern Valley, Pembina, and Cavalier counties, you'll be seeing some. By the way, what are these orange colors here? Let me show you. The oranges are gusts to over 40 miles per hour. The reds, gusts over 50 miles per hour to near 60. Where you see these pinks blast into Winnipeg up here, that's 60 miles per hour and greater. So that's what we can expect as we head through the overnight hours. That'll be noisy enough. Now, when does it start in Grand Forks? If we step this along, boom, at about 4 a.m. as you're getting ready to start brushing the teeth, or at least thinking about it, you're going to have some wind, and that wind is going to be a rocking through northwest Minnesota. So I do think in some of the open country in Roseau County, Highway 11 corridor here, this wind will be coming out of the north and northwest. Very strong. There's a cold front that'll be knifing through. Do you see these little kinks in the isobars here? That is the leading edge of the cold front. So these winds are really going to pick up there. There's also going to be a narrow band of some flakiness along that boundary possible as well. Now, as we go through, it's moving into Grand Forks, 4 to 6 a.m. Look at this. If you're out there in Thief River Falls, if you're in Red Lake Falls, if you're up in Warren, if you're in the western reaches of Marshall County, central Marshall County, get ready. We're going to see some really strong winds working their way through your neck of the woods as well. Now, getting into the morning, when does it hit into the Fargo area? Here we go. Fargo, Moorhead, 7 to 10 a.m. We'll start to see these winds really picking up. Low pressure center out over Thunder Bay. The snow chances are going to be basically on the north side of this low pressure center here. We're going to get the wind with a quick shot of light snow. See the kinks in the isobars right here? That's when the chance of snow will make its way to Fargo, Detroit Lakes, Monoman, Ada, and Point South as we go into the early to mid-morning time frame. Thanks again, Arlen, for sharing stars on Hutch's Weather. Rich checking in from Perham. Good to see you out there, Rich. Thanks. Things clear as a bell right now with the wind, and that's good. A quiet night to head to bed, but if you're awakened, good old Hutch told you all about it. Now, let's take a look at what we have going on as we continue through. Bing, there it is. Now, much of the area in the southern half of the valley here will begin to see these winds really rocking 9 a.m. and they will last all the way into the mid-morning hours here as we go into our Friday afternoon. And then as we get a little bit later, these will push into Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester with 40-mile-per-hour winds or better. Trees do slow down the wind. So if we're talking Brainerd Lakes area, lots of trees there. Get into that Cass County area rather in central Minnesota, all the way out through Minneapolis. Plenty of trees to slow down the winds a little bit. So even though the model's calling for 50+ mile per hour winds, we may see some areas get that, but many will be a little bit shielded by that. Notice the wind settling down in Winnipeg by the time we get to noon. So it'll be the afternoon for most of our area before these winds start settling down and tapering off from north to south. The green colors here illustrating wind gusts over 30 miles per hour. So it'll still be brisk. And an extra pump or two of Hutch's special forecast concoction. It's right here. North Dakota super duper hold hairspray. If it works once, it works all the time. But it don't taste so good when you spray it in your mouth. All right, what does it look like for Maddock out there in Benson County? Well, I got to tell you, you're looking at some very gusty winds. If I back this up, we're going to talk about some significant wind. I don't expect much in the way of snow. Your wind will start earlier at basically after midnight. 1 to 2 in the morning, we'll start seeing gusts pick up. The cold front moves through. You could get a quick shot of snow working its way through. That is a look at that part of the forecast. Now, let's take a look at something else. What about Sheldon? Same thing goes. You can see this leading edge here working its way through. So it gets to the Highway 200 corridor as we go through about 3 to 4 in the morning. And then as we get closer to 5 in the morning, it's pushing into Fargo-Moorhead and heading out towards, maybe as far south as you folks out there in St. Cloud in Minnesota. So that's what we're looking at. When are the winds supposed to hit there in Maddock? Well, if I back this up a couple of frames here, Amber, let's go ahead and show you. We got to go way back here and I'll zoom right into Maddock and I'm going to put my little digits right on Maddock. How about that for you? Let's go ahead and do Hutch's customer service here. Let's go ahead and put this on Maddock. So as the winds go through time here, you're looking at 3 a.m. And let me click that on there. Okay, so now it's 3 a.m. As we let this go through time, we'll see there's the red line. So that's the cold front moving through by the time we get to about 5 to 6 a.m. And these winds here are going to be a little bit stronger as we head in. So we're talking in your area 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts as we go through 6 a.m. as you're heading out the door for work or school. What's your forecast for Apache Junction, Arizona, where we are now? Greg, that's a wonderful question. We got a lot to talk about here in the Northern Plains. Let's talk about snow first, and then we'll see if we can look into Arizona. Wind, southern. Now, let's take a look at some of these wind speeds now. That's a great question. Let's get to it. Let's go back to the North Dakota view. Let me clear off this nonsense, and let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what's going on right now, Hutch. That's a good question. Okay, so let's go to the wind gusts now, and you'll get a chance to see that we don't have a ton of wind gusts out here at this particular time, but they are over 30 miles per hour in Minot. Get up to Estevan, 33 miles per hour. We have to go all the way up to Regina before we start seeing some of these winds picking up at 40 miles per hour or better. So it isn't starting quite yet here as we go into the 9 o'clock hour. Amber, you're welcome. Thanks so much, Karen. Good to see you, Greg, for watching. Toupee alert for sure. And if you got a child that maybe weighs less than, say, 50 pounds, you may need to have rocks in the pockets for the bus stop in the morning. Cindy says cross country to the Grand Forks area tomorrow at 9. Do we have to hold on to my hat? Yes. Cindy, it depends on if it's 9 a.m. or 9 p.m., but there's definitely a concern for some morning winds as we go through the early part of the day. So the winds right now, not so bad. And as you look at the temperatures right now, some of our temperatures will be the warmest when you wake up first thing in the morning. And let's take a look at these forecasts. That's forecast temperatures. Let's go to the now temperatures. Here we go. We got 37 in Fargo right now. Look at you, Jamestown, 45 degrees. And how about you, Bismarck? 50 degrees for your temperature, 48 in Dickinson. So right now, some of the warmest temperatures that we'll have in the next 24 hours are happening as we speak. Now, right before the front moves through, we can get something called prefrontal warming. So it's a cold front just ahead of the storm. So I do think we'll have some temperatures in the morning when you're getting up that'll be near 40 degrees. And after that, it's cooler the rest of the day. Thanks from Devil's Lake, says Steve. You're welcome, Cindy. Good to have you on board. Amber, thanks again for watching. Cindy, AM is across country. Hopefully you're not running to the north. Otherwise, you're going to have some very serious gusts. and maybe some grit or snow in your teeth at 9 a.m. It's going to be really windy. A high wind warning will be in effect. So not the best of conditions out there for our area cross country teams across the region. So that's a look at that. Now let's take a look at your forecast. Let's take a look at the snow potential with this particular weather making system as we head into your Friday. So here we go. Let's see. I'm looking for the right button. There it is. Okay, so the updated model coming in right now. Let's get to the latest. This is one model showing that most of our snow shower chances are going to be basically on the north side of the L. So as this system moves out of Regina and out of Manitoba, notice here's the low pressure center, and it's on the north side that'll have the heavier snow, and off to the east a little bit where the warm front is. So early as we go towards midnight, snow showers exiting through down to the south and east. Here's the cold front moving through as we go to 6 a.m. It has it right in Grand Forks at 6 a.m. Then blasting through Fargo-Moorhead as we go to 9 to 10. Really rocking winds out there. This particular model has some of the tightest isobars here along the international border. We're talking International Falls, Ely, and points out in that area. And that'll be an area that could see a little bit heavier snow as well. So we'll keep that in mind. There could be some slippery roads and some pretty tricky travel conditions here and there with regards to this weather making system. So again, temperatures warmest in the morning, falling throughout the day. Wind gusty from the overnight hours through the early afternoon hours before they start to subside a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean gusts to 60 will drop down to gusts to around 30 miles per hour for your afternoon drive home. So it's going to be windy all day. And there will be those falling temperatures and a little bit of snow. So speaking of the snow, here's a look at the timestamp at the midday hour as the showers of snow, mid-morning hour, I should say, about 10 a.m., moving through the FM area, passing through Grand Forks, heaviest winds right here in the northern Red River Valley, straight through the southern valley. This could be the windiest part of the day as we go from about 7 a.m., 6 a.m., right to about 10 a.m. for us. Then the strongest winds will follow that low pressure center out of Dodge. Now, as we head into the rest of the day, here's the snowfall potential by the end of the day. Look at this, the Arrowhead of Minnesota picking up 2 to 6 inches in just the far northeasternmost corner. Otherwise, a trace to maybe a quarter or half of an inch. That's it. This is not a big snow maker. This is one of them Alberta Clippers. And Hutch always says, more blow than snow. Lake Bronson, Clayton, good to have you on board. Thanks for watching, Clarine. Good to see you, Steve, as well. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, let's talk about the forecast summary. Morning temperatures, particularly in the south, will be near 30 to 45 degrees. Will be 25 and colder up to the north, gusts to 60 miles per hour. There could be flakes, a narrow band of fast flying flakes fastidiously falling through the gusts of 55 to 65 miles per hour. Paula, thank you so very much for sharing stars. You are appreciated, all of you who have supported Hutch's weather. Bemidji, 26 degrees in the morning. Look at these afternoon temperatures. So Bemidji, 26 for Babe the Blue Ox, still 26 in the afternoon, 28 in Fargo, falling from 40 first thing in the morning. So the cold air will plow its way southward. And in the Brainerd Lakes area, 30 degrees, looks like 20 for Warroad, and 18 up there in southern parts of Manitoba. That's a look at that. Wow, more stars sent. Thanks so very much. I really appreciate all of you. Nathan, good to have you on board as well. If you have a question, let me know. All right. Sounds like Pedro's a little choked up about this forecast. 7-day planner. Here's what you need to know. Very gusty. 28 degrees in the afternoon after morning temperatures will be near 40 degrees. Falling like a 2-ton heavy thing or a sack full of bricks. 15 degrees on Saturday morning. We start March out on a cool side, but we start a warming trend right away. Sunny and 31 for that temperature. So a cooler morning for sure. Now we're back into those mid and upper 40s. I think we'll see some 50-degree readings on Monday right here in eastern North Dakota. I've got wowsies McWowsy. Wowza McWowsies. That's tough to say 10 times fast. A few spits of rain south near the South Dakota border as a low pressure system skirts there. North winds behind that could cause some of that activity to turn to snowflakes here and there as we go from Tuesday and into Wednesday. Temperatures there falling after we get into the midweek. Then for your Thursday, I anticipate temperatures returning to around 40 gorgeous degrees once again. And if you missed it, I really sure do appreciate each and every one of you dropping a big pat on the back to Hutch's Weather Kids. If you missed it, you can also sign up at the link that I provided into these channels here. I think I did, yeah. If you know kids who'd be interested in helping Hutch do the weather, you can do that. And here was today's Weather Kid. You can see this on Hutch's website, hutchesweather.com. Okay, let me see. I'm still looking for my my link to that, and it is right here. There it is. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
It's going to snow plenty from Winnipeg down to Duluth, Saginaw, Green Bay, and a little bit in Sudbury. And if you want to learn how to forecast, I recommend being Hutch's Weather Kid.
Isaiah rocked the weather today. Thanks, Isaiah, for being a brave sport, and what a wise and fine young man helping Hutch do the weather. Now, hutchesweather.com has all the information that you need as you're heading out the door in the morning with respect to the weather. You'll be able to look at the interactive radar showing the snow moving into the arrowhead of Minnesota right now. We do have the gusty winds working their way through. If you put your or allow hutchesweather.com to track your location, it'll give you the forecast for your area as well. Mitch, so much negativity for us snow lovers. Yes, indeed, it's been a tough one, and you have to chase the snow out there to the arrowhead of Minnesota the way things are looking for this particular system. Only 2 to maybe 4 inches out there in the farthermost part of that particular area. So hutchesweather.com. Not only that, I do want to point out you can get the latest road conditions. So if you do have travel across northern Minnesota in the morning, there will still be some exiting snow first thing. You can check the latest right here by clicking on that link, and you can look at any state or any province in our area to keep you up to date with the latest. And I want to let you know that right here you can sign up for emails from Hutch. If we really have weather that's hitting the fan, I'm going to let you know about it, and I'll let you know when I'm going live, or if there's something really important, I'll put a link to it as well in those emails so you can get the very, very latest. And Hutch's Weather would not be possible without my fine sponsors, and I'll take a moment right now to tip the hat to my fine friend, Dave Eggers at State Farm Insurance. Now, you can click on this to find more information about rates that Dave offers for many of the different types of insurance. So whether you have a young driver, a youthful driver, you want to get them covered like Hutch has, give Dave a call, give him a chance to give you a quote. He can also help you with your home insurance, life insurance, you name it. Dave Eggers, serving Moorhead, Minnesota and beyond in this area. So give Dave a call. And also, I do want to take a minute to point out this out as well. If you're looking across Minnesota to see what's going on with regards to our weather, this little link down here on my bottom bar is from my friend that says, if you look at it, it says NTR OTC. Well, that's the Otter Tail channel of the Northern Transcon Railroad cameras, and these are fantastic for getting a view across Moorhead, Minnesota, the Motley area, all the way out to the Minneapolis area across Minnesota. You can see what's going on from these live streaming cameras. Not just pictures, but streaming cameras. A great network opportunity for you to see there. Again, you can check out National Weather Service page links here, and this is where you get to upload your snapshots of what's going on there at the good old track meet, cross-country meet, because it looks like it'll be just a little bit breezy. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I think we've taken care of all of the questions with these winds coming. Sure glad I raked up the leaves. Yeah, Warren, that's a good thing. Me too. And I didn't rake today because they get a little bit mucky out there as we start to see this snow melting. Hey, Laurel, good to have you on board. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Nathan, for checking in as well, and appreciate all of you. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful night. Follow me right here on Facebook. It really does help Hutch out a lot. You can also tag a friend who may or may not know that Hutch is doing some weather updates right here on Facebook. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Have a wonderful night. We'll check in again on your fantastic but very, very windy Friday right here.